Welcome to Kharis tutorials. I'm Simeon. I'll be showing you my tube dress in this tutorial, and I'll be using 3 yards of Ankara fabric to make this. I still have this left for my gele. You might be needing more than that, and just half yard of a black net. And the measurements you'll be needing are under bust measurements, half length, the full length, shoulder measurements, bust circumference measurements, and under bust circumference measurements. Don't forget we upload our cutting and sewing tutorials separately. So if you're watching the cutting, there's need to watch the sewing, and if you're watching the sewing, there's also need for you to watch the cutting tutorial as well. Quickly, let's move to the cutting table. Welcome back. The first thing I'm going to cut is the two parts of our dress, and the half length is 15 inches. Since it's tube, I'm going to subtract 6 inches, so it's going to be -6. In case you don't want something as low as that, you can reduce it to 5 or 4 inches, but I'll be making use of 6. Half length is 15 plus 1 inch, my seam allowance, that's 16 inches. Under bust measurement is 13 inches, armhole 8.5 inches. Now to fold our fabric, I'll be folding using the bust circumference measurement, plus 8 divided by 4. Still the same as your bust measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches, and that is 10.5 inches. Now because it's padded, I need to add extra 2 inches to that. That is 12.5 inches. I folded my 12.5 inches. The extra 2 inches I added, first I'm going to hide it as the extra 2 inches. Then I'll bring out every other measurements. The shoulder divided by 2 is 6.5 inches minus 1.5. 6.5 inches minus 1.5, that's 5 inches. Bust plus 8 divided by 4, 10.5. The under bust circumference measurement plus 8 divided by 4 is 8.5 inches. Now I'm going to connect this from the shoulder to the bust to the under bust circumference measurements. So we can cut. Before we continue, I'll just use this to cut out the back. And since we are going to add a zipper allowance to the back, so I'll just place and cut out exactly what I have. You can reduce the zipper allowance to 1.5. You can reduce it to 1 inch if you like. So I'm cutting out the same thing. So we'll come back to the back. Let's work on the front bodice first. Nipple to nipple measurement 7 inches divided by 2 is 3.5. So I'm going to add half an inch to that. I'll make it 4 inches. This is my 4 inches. These are under bust line. From the under bust to the nipple point is 3 inches. You can always measure. You can use measure from the under bust or from the shoulder to get to your nipple points. Now from the base of the half length, I'm going to measure 3 inches, and on the neck I'm going to measure 3 inches. That's the width. Now the 3 inches, I'm going to slant to the nipple points, and from the nipple point to the under bust measurement. So this 3 inches is coming all the way straight to the under bust measurement. So I'm bringing it to the nipple point, then from the nipple point back to the neck design. There's the nipple point to the under bust measurement, then back to the base. We need to work on the depth and also the neck design of your choice. We subtracted 6 inches before, so I'm making the depth now 7.5 inches. 7.5 inches. Now it can be a round neck, a V neck, sweetheart neck. Just go ahead with any neck design of your choice. Definitely, you know what I want. You always know what I like. I'm going for a sweetheart neck, so yeah, this is my sweetheart neck. Now I'm going to bring this together so that from the edge of my sweetheart neck, from this edge, now I'm going to connect it back to the armhole. From this edge, I'm going to connect this back to the armhole. Let me draw out the shape so you can see clearly. So this is the edge. This is the edge of the middle piece, so I'm connecting it back to the armhole. And just in case you still want this to go down, like take for instance, you want this to still go down like this, so it means you have to connect from there, from the edge, you have to connect to the armhole. So let me open it up so you can see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like after cutting it out. As you can see, that's the tube. Now I'm going to cut out the interfacing. This is a soft wadding. A soft wadding. I'm going to cut for each piece. I'm going to cut for each piece, and I'll also cut lining for each piece. So that's what I'll do now. Just place your fabric and cut exactly what you have. Your lining, your wadding, and in case you're using BFF, ST, you can just go ahead and cut whatever interface you want to use. Place your fabric to cut exactly what you have. And also, in case you want to use the ready-made cup, I have a tutorial where I use a ready-made breast cup. So I'm cutting this full because I will not be using the ready-made breast cup. So in case you're using that, you can just cut out your BFF for the fabric, then you go ahead to use your ready-made cup. So go ahead to cut the lining as well. Okay, the shoulder part of the half length, I'm folding using the shoulder measurement. Okay, I'll be using the bust measurement to fold my original bust measurement divided by 4, and that is 8.5 inches. So I've folded my 8.5 inches. The length, we subtracted 6, And by the time we brought out this neck design on the main fabric, I used 7.5 inches to this point. So the length that we need is 7.5 inches. And I'm bringing this to the middle. If I fold my fabric, this is definitely the middle. So I'm going to open it and measure 7.5. Remember, we need our seam allowance. So I'll just make it 8 inches. It is now 8 inches to the middle point. Now, the shoulder measurement divided by 2. Shoulder divided by 2, that is 6.5 inches. I'm going to subtract half an inch because it's sleeveless. I'll subtract half an inch. So this is the normal bust measurement. So which means normally I have my armhole. You can just draw a straight line first. Then measure 1 inch so as to help you curve the part. Alright. Then from the middle point, you can now bring out the shape. That's the middle. Then the neck width, I'll be using 4 inches as my neck width. 4 inches, you can reduce to 3.5, you can reduce to 3 inches depending on your choice. I'm only going to notch, don't cut yet. Now I'm going to open this. So it's going to be a mini strap design. So which means from the neck width here to the other end of the middle piece of the breast part, I'm going to slant out, draw a curve shape. You can just draw it straight. If you want it straight, fine. If you want to curve it, you can go ahead and bring out a curved shape. So I'll be cutting this. I didn't cut on the line because I'll still be folding it in. Afterwards, this is what we have. Alright, so we can now move to the back. After we might have joined all the pieces, you'll get a better understanding of how it looks like. So we'll go to the back now. For the back, first I need 2 slits. And in case you still want to bring down the depth of your neck design, you can go ahead to do that. We subtracted 6 inches, so you can still bring it down as low as 8.5. You can leave it at 6, your choice anyway. So I'm bringing out a round shape. Also, I'm going to curve it out. Remember, it's tube, so I'm going to cut this out. And if you want it straight, you can just bring it out just straight to the armhole. So whatever shape you want, you can go ahead to do that. If you want it straight, it's fine. You can just draw it straight down. Now, the same piece that I cut for the front, this is the front piece. I'm still going to cut the same thing for the back on the same side. So I'll just bring my fabric and cut the same piece. I need the same. Now this time around, remember the shape here is not the same as what we have here, and the depth also I used 8.5 inches, so we need to measure the 8.5 inches. This is the 8.5 plus my seam allowance. I'll make it 9 inches. 9 inches. So this is what we're going to have on the back. This is what we are going to have on the back. So I'll cut it out. So to bring out this shape, I'll just follow the Ankara fabric to bring out the same shape. So this is what the front is going to look like. After joining, I have the net on the left hand side and also the back, the net on the left hand side. So you don't have to make the mistake. Make sure you place the fabric properly before cutting out the net. Alright, so on the back net, need to correct this. This is the neck width. So I'm going to draw out my line to meet with the fabric. I'm not cutting on the chalk so as to, because of my allowance. Alright, so I guess we are done with the half length. We now move to the base. The full length of the dress is 36 inches. We already cut out 15 inches, which is the half length, left with 21 inches. So this is the length of 22 inches with my folding allowance. And I have 3 yards of fabric here together. You can go ahead and use 2 yards, 2.5 yards. And if you like, 3 yards is fine, depending on the size you're sewing. So this is 3 yards of fabric and I'm going to gather this. So I'm going to cut out lining for the back and also my interface. Then the rest will be done in the sewing tutorial. Remember, we upload our cutting and sewing tutorial separately. So if you're watching this tutorial, there's need to watch the sewing tutorial as well. I'm sure you don't want to miss out. And if this is your first time on this channel, kindly click the subscribe button. Click on the bell as well to get notified anytime we upload a new video. Till I see you next class. Stay cool.